Hey everybody, it's Timothy here with Jank Diver Gaming. Obviously, you can see on the screen today we're going to play some Marvel Snap. This game is the new hotness, really. I know it's a Magic channel, but I like to showcase some other things when they really catch my attention, and I've been really enjoying Marvel Snap. I guess it's in early access. It came out maybe a little over a week, 2 weeks ago. It's a very quick, for lack of a better term, snappy game, and I've been trying to get all my friends into it. So I'm going to go ahead and record some matches with Marvel Snap today. I'm going to go ahead and take the approach of showing you how to play this game. If you're not familiar with the mechanics and stuff like that, it's actually very simple. I will say that the games are pretty fast, so it's kind of hard to explain every little thing you're doing. So first game or two, I'm just going to go over the mechanics and kind of play my cards as I would. And then after that, we'll talk maybe a little more strategically. I'm not an expert. I don't have all of the tips and tricks down. This is the my second account basically. So this is using majority starter deck cards with a few of the early upgrades that you get. My other account that I've been jamming on, I have a much wider collection, but we're playing with a pretty limited collection here, most of which is the starter cards that everybody's going to have. But game is super fun. As always, before we get into this, if you like this sort of content, if you want to see more Magic content, if you want to see more content from Marvel Snap, which I've really been enjoying, if there are other games that you want to see, let me know in the comments below. Helps out a bunch. Feel free to join our Discord server where we talk primarily about Magic the Gathering Cube, and hopefully when Brothers War comes out, we'll have some footage of that as well. But let's go ahead and play some Marvel Snap here. Okay, so like I said, first game here, just to kind of familiarize everybody with how this works. The game is played in 6 turns. At the end of the 6th turn, the game ends. There are 3 separate locations. Each location gets revealed on the first, second, and third turn of the game. You have 1 energy per turn, basically. So on turn 1, you get 1 energy. Turn 2, you get 2 energy. Turn 3, you get 3 energy, so on and so forth. Your cards have an energy cost in the top left, and this is how much power they provide to a location. You will notice that some locations, when they get revealed, have negative effects. Like this says cards have -1 power, so probably not a good thing that I put my card there, but it's fine. And again, just focusing more on the mechanics here than the actual strategic choices that I'm making here. The whole point of the game is by the end of turn 6, you want to have the most power on at least 2 of these locations. You want to win 2 of the 3 locations. I am getting a little wrecked right now, but that's fine. On turn 4, transform into one of the other locations. Kind of cool. So basically, I mean, you're playing cards turn 1 through 6. The decisions that you make are simultaneous to the decisions that the opponent makes, which I think is really cool. You're not sitting there necessarily waiting on the opponent or anything like that. So me and the opponent both decided where to put our cards, and then they're revealed at the same time. Whoever's name is highlighted is the one who reveals their cards first. Turns out the third land just turned into another sewer system, which is kind of funny. Turn 5, put a card. It's not turn 5 yet. So we want to free roll a high card with that. But I am going to go ahead and get my Jessica Jones down. A lot of these cards, if you pick up, will look familiar. The Hawkeye, Quicksilver, I think the Raccoon. Those are all starter deck cards. Sentinel, Medusa, all starter deck cards. I do not want to put a card here because I don't want to mess up my Jessica Jones. I am, however, going to... My opponent played a Hawkeye, so they're probably going to put a card there. That's fine. If I play these 2, I get to free roll one of these into play at the end of the turn. That seems better. Go ahead and play out the small cards and get one of the big ones for free. And then we have the Iron Man for next turn, which is basically the best card in the quote-unquote main deck, the starter deck. Looks like I'm losing this sewer system here, so we're not really going to fight over that. Oh, I do get another Sentinel, though, so I could get my... Yep, they put the Sentinel into play. Alright, well, the plan didn't quite work out. Alright, so now I don't think my opponent can win this one, so we're fighting over this one here. I am just going to put the Iron Man there and double the power. Opponents already used Abomination, and their Iron Man was destroyed, so they would need something with 10 power there to win. Iron Man has an ongoing effect that doubles your power again. basically the most powerful card. Opponent did add 9 there, but we can see after turn 6, we won. It gives us a second look at the battlefield here. So I won Grand Central by just a point of power. My opponent won the first sewer system. I won the second sewer system. I win. And you might have noticed that little snap there, which we'll explain. I don't know that I necessarily want to get into the whole progression system, but I'll talk about it a little bit here. But let's talk about that snap. So there's a little box at the top. Once you play a little bit, you get the ability to go ahead and use this. You don't want to click it right away. This is basically saying, I think I'm going to win the game. And it's way too early to say that we're going to win the game. So let's give it a minute. What happens when you click this is you telegraph to the opponent, hey, I'm snapping, and they can snap back, or they can continue playing, or they can concede. Snapping basically raises the stakes. It's wagering more of your rank, which I'm not going to get into. Oh, we hit Limbo, so there is a turn 7 this game. This can mess you up if it's revealed a little later, so don't want to play too much here because I'm going to have to play stuff there on turn 5. I think I'm going to go ahead and just play the Hawkeye here, which locks me into playing a card here next turn, so I'll probably play the Quicksilver there unless I draw something different. Opponent played a Hawkeye, which is, I think, good that they played it here because they're incentivized to play another card there, and you're already going to have to play turn 5 there. On turn 6, you can move cards to this location. Okay, well, that makes things a little less necessary. I'll go ahead and play the Punisher here, especially now that I can move it over to New York. So we're not going to snap yet, especially with there being a turn 7. I want to basically know for a fact that I'm going to win the game before I snap, and if the opponent snaps first, then you have to kind of evaluate how likely it is that they're going to win. Okay, so on turn 5, I must play cards here. So let's go ahead and get the Jessica Jones down in a location where I can't play cards next turn. Jessica Jones gets 4 additional power the following turn you play it if you don't play a card on that spot. So it's basically 4 energy for 8 power. So see, opponent snap there. Opponent's pretty confident they're going to win. I'm going to go ahead and snap back. I'm feeling good. Turn 5, I have 5 energy. I must play all my cards here, which is fine. Doesn't change too much, especially considering that next turn we can move cards over to New York, which I'm probably going to do. Nothing really detrimental here. The opponent did not play anything there. Okay. So, turn 6, we can move cards over here if we would wish to. Nightcrawler can already move itself. I don't think I'm going to move anything over there. I think if my opponent moves things off of these onto New York, I'm doing even better. So I think I'm going to just not do that. I do want a 4th card on this point by the end of the game. Save my Iron Man for next turn. I don't know if you get 7 energy on turn 7. So the plan here is to move Nightcrawler next turn. I guess I could put Quicksilver over here. Nah. Opponent seemed pretty confident they were going to win there. Don't get to move cards next turn. It's only on turn 6. So they're locked in now. Whatever they're playing here, they're locked into it. It is Iron Man. So they end up with 16 power here, which I think I can beat. If I move Nightcrawler over, I'll have 12. So this is 5, 9, plus 6 is 15. I guess I want to guarantee that I win that one, right? So if I do this, I basically guarantee a win here. And then I'm up 11 here. Is my opponent going to be able to grow Angel plus put 11 here? I don't think so. Put another 2 there. All right. Feeling pretty good about this one. Yeah, they're not fighting over New York at all. And we basically locked that one up with Iron Man. They definitely probably win the second one here. Ooh, Hulk. Hulk is a starter card that says, hey, I'm going to try and win this thing on the last turn of the game. All right. I mean, it's pretty easy to understand. You can see the snap there. My opponent snapped pretty early on like turn 3 or something like that. And what happens is if the opponent snaps, you have the option to retreat. You can retreat at any time. If you do retreat, you lose less rank because you're putting more at stake by snapping. If you snap earlier, I believe, you have the potential to win more. So since this maxed out at 8, what happens here is I get 8 towards my rank. Every time you get 10, whatever this is called, 10 cubes, you go up a rank. That matters for basically the ladder that this game has. The progression system is very weird. So whenever you play a match, at the end of the match, you'll get a certain number of, I guess they're called boosters, and that allows you to upgrade your cards. Upgrade is just cosmetic. It's like upgrading the rarity, so I'll show you here. We're going to upgrade Nightcrawler using some of our resources in-game. It becomes uncommon now, which just lets it break out of the frame, and then it can go up to rare, which makes it 3D, and so on and so forth. It gets cooler and cooler, but the card never changes, right? And then whenever you upgrade cards, you get collection levels. And then your collection levels let you pay for this stuff here, which goes on forever and ever and ever. Everybody's collection is kind of the same up until level 14, so everybody's going to have these cards here, which some of them are actually pretty good. We're one away from getting Odin, which is a decent card. And then after that point, every 2 collection levels or every 4 collection levels, you get a mystery card. And the interesting thing here, and some people don't like this, some people do like this from what I'm gathering, you have no control over what cards you're getting. So if you're trying to construct a specific deck or you saw this really cool deck online, there's no guarantee that you're ever really going to have the cards to do that because, you know, there's so many cards on the platform already. There's probably a good couple hundred cards, and you can see how many rewards there are all the way up through the collection level. So an interesting thing to note is the more rare a card gets, this is now uncommon, the more boosters it takes, and you usually get 5 boosters towards a random card whenever you play a match. The card is always something that's in the deck that you just played as well, so it incentivizes you to play different cards from your collection in order to raise your collection level. It's a really interesting but very long-winded way of growing a collection, basically. There's a bunch of other, Mop in our Discord called it dopamine hits. He's absolutely correct. There's a bunch of things that you can get. There's credits, there's gold. You get a season pass where you get certain rewards here. You can upgrade your cards. There are missions, daily missions reset like every 6 hours or something like that. They give you a bunch of stuff, and then that grows your your season pass rank, which gives you levels that you can use. You get the point, right? There's a lot of these little, hey, you're getting rewarded for doing this. And early on, I found that the things just kind of kept coming and coming. So pretty fun. Now that I've explained a lot of the nuance of the game, let's just go ahead and play. We'll talk a little bit more about the cards. Can't talk too much because the turns are very limited. Central Park puts a squirrel in each location. They have 1 power, so starts you off pretty low. I kind of don't want to play the Quicksilver now. You should kind of be playing cards, but you don't want to fill up a location too soon, and Quicksilver is basically taking up space, so I'm going to actually skip here and not play Quicksilver. One thing you do not want to do, and this is like an early tip or trick that I've noticed, is you do not want to fill up a slot early. Like this is probably towards the opponent's strategy, but once you fill up a slot, your opponent knows exactly how much power they need to beat you at that slot. So you kind of want to keep them guessing until the end. If my opponent fills up this slot on turn 3, then I can kind of craft my game plan around just beating that number at some point. So give +2 power to cards in players' hands. Okay, thank you. Go ahead and play my Medusa here. Medusa is a card that gets 2 extra power if you play it at the middle location. I found it to be a pretty decent starter deck card. And then Sewer System cards here have -1 power. So I'm going to go ahead and snap. I'm pretty sure I'm going to win this game, especially since my opponent's first couple plays didn't do anything. I will also play Mr. Fantastic here in the middle. Mr. Fantastic adds 2 power to adjacent locations, so if you play him in the middle, you get 2 across the board. Opponent snapped back. Opponent's feeling pretty good here. Wolf's Bane on reveal gets 2 extra power for each other card at the location. So it's getting +2 here and then +2 here. Or it probably got +2. We're at turn 4 with 4 power. I'm going to go ahead and put my Khazar over here now. Khazar is one of the best early cards that you can get. It adds 1 power to all of your 1-cost cards, so it's going to pump all my squirrels, which is going to put me at an advantage in all 3 locations. Opponent probably also has Khazar. Okay, Ant-Man is good. Ant-Man gets a boost if you completely fill up the spot that it's on. We've got the Iron Man. I'm currently winning every location. I'm feeling all right. I don't want to fill up this location. Again, if I fill this location up now, my opponent knows next turn what they need to beat it. I can just kind of play like a card here. My opponent is going to have to put a card here for that. And I'll go ahead and put a Sentinel out here. Do I want the Quicksilver? I think I will put the... Oh, they get -1 power. That's fine. I will put the Quicksilver out because it gets pumped from the Khazar. And I'm only likely to play 1 card next turn anyway. Star-Lord gets a bump if somebody played a card in the same spot that turn. So there's a lot of these Guardians of the Galaxy guessing game type cards where they become above rate if you manage to stick them on a location where somebody else played them. Yeah, and we are winning by a long shot. I've already won this spot, so all I need to do is lock up one of the other spots. And see, I know I need 13 to beat this. I think I'm just going to win all 3 spots here. My opponent might play like Hulk here or something like that, but Iron Man doubles this up to 20. And then the 3rd spot doesn't matter, but I think I'm going to win the 3rd spot anyway. All right, and see how we snapped early. I was pretty sure I was going to win that, so I snapped early. Opponent snapped back instead of retreating, which means I don't lose any of the reward. If my opponent had retreated, then I would have only gotten a few cubes. I think you get 1 if your opponent retreats, maybe 2, something like that. Punisher was in our deck, so it was randomly chosen for some boosters. That upgraded it. That adds to our collection level. We now have enough collection level to grab Odin, which is a pretty sweet card. When you reveal it, you activate your on-reveal abilities of that location again, so you want to stack a bunch of on-reveal abilities in the same spot. I guess we can add it to our deck just to kind of show off some things. The deck builder's pretty intuitive. It does, once you get a big collection, all the cards kind of blend together. I think there are some tools here. Yeah, I haven't really messed with this, but it's pretty intuitive. You click your deck. We want to add Odin to our deck. We don't necessarily need to, but it is kind of cool. I guess we can ditch something in the middle here. We don't want too many expensive cards. I'll go ahead and get rid of Jessica Jones. I'll go ahead and add Odin to the deck. And we'll try it out. Jessica Jones is pretty good, I've noticed. Against Mighty Joe, the Mighty Joe we got there. All right, so the raft was revealed. First to fill this draws a 6-cost card. It costs 0, so you want to fill that one as soon as possible. We're gonna fight over that one. That 6-cost 0-cost 6 card. 6-cost 0-cost card is basically game over. Yep. When a card moves here, destroy it. Okay, so do not move our Nightcrawler there. Let's go ahead and put a Sentinel here, so next turn we can guarantee... Okay, that's kind of smart. You don't have to move the Nightcrawler that soon. Yeah, Sentinel adds another copy of itself when it reveals. So now I'm going to go Sentinel plus Nightcrawler, which is going to fill that up. It's going to give me a free 6-cost card, which is hopefully something that's going to win another location. And then I can move Nightcrawler off of this spot. The last one was Danger Room. Cards played here have a 25% chance of being destroyed. And our 6-cost card destroyed their thing. Sorry. So our opponent played a Sentinel. I'm going to go ahead and snap. I'm extremely far ahead here. So Onslaught has an ongoing effect that doubles your other ongoing effects. So if I play Khazar and then I play Onslaught at the same spot, This is also ongoing. Yeah. I have 4 energy this turn. I'll go ahead and play Khazar in the middle here. I'm not even, excuse me, going to fight over the danger room. This is on reveal. Okay, opponent snapped back. Opponent snapped back. Star-Lord. So this is turn 5. I can save Onslaught for next turn. I'm going to put Mr. Fantastic here, which adds 2 to the adjacent locations. It is an ongoing effect, so when I play Onslaught here next turn, it'll add another couple. I'm going to play Star-Lord here, I think. I think my opponent kind of has to play cards here. I don't think they're winning the raft. There's no way they're going to fight over the raft. Star-Lord might get destroyed, but I think... Oh, they are going to fight over the raft. Okay, well, my Star-Lord's pretty mopey. I do like these cards because you got to be a little bit strategic about where you're going to play them and what's going to happen with them. This is the final turn, so we know Onslaught's going to go in the middle. That's basically going to lock up the middle, I think. So maybe I go like Odin, move that there so it won't get destroyed. Put the Punisher here to lock this one up since my opponent wants to fight over it. I can put that there as well, and I can put Onslaught in the middle. Some of these might get destroyed by the Danger Room. Hopefully not Ant-Man. Actually, if it is one, I want it to be Ant-Man, because if a different one gets destroyed, Ant-Man no longer works. Okay. It was... Oh, it was destroyed. Okay. Damn you, Danger Room. Alright, we win this one. We win this one. And then the middle one doesn't even matter. Yep, we did not win the middle one, but we did win the raft and the Danger Room. Quick games. Opponent snapped back there, so I snapped early on. That means I get the maximum amount of cubes, which levels me up quicker. Since Mr. Fantastic here is, I guess, uncommon as the second rank, it takes more boosters to level it up to the next rank, and then more boosters, and so on and so forth. I think there are specific boosters for each named character, which is weird. Let's go ahead and play a few more here. I'll try to build up this account so that when I record more, I'll have a more variety of decks. There are actually a lot of really cool decks that I've seen people play or that I've built in the other account. Xander was revealed. Cards here have +1 power, so we want to get something small and dorky out there. Get a little extra value off of it. There's a lot of strategy, too, in like where you play your cards early on, where you think your opponent's going to play their cards. I found it to be as simple as it is. There are a lot of decisions to make, and those decisions matter. We revealed a Ruins, which does nothing. My opponent, I don't know off the top of my head where my opponent's incentivized to put their cards with Star-Lord, so I think I am just going to throw a Sentinel on the Ruins. Give me access to another Sentinel next turn. Yeah, I was thinking Star-Lord in the middle, but we'll see what happens with the third location here. It might be something super juicy that my opponent wants to get a card on quick. Third location is Dream Dimension. So cards cost 1 more on turn 5. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and put Medusa here. I'll go ahead and throw Nightcrawler out there as well. Again, Medusa gets better if you played in the middle. Mr. Fantastic also better if you played in the middle. And then Nightcrawler can move around once per game, so you can kind of put it wherever. +1 power here. I still don't have a good read on where my opponent's going to put anything with Star-Lord. Next turn, cards are going to cost 1 more. I'm going to probably fight over this one. I'll go ahead and throw a Sentinel there. Not a lot of rhyme or reason to what I'm doing this game. I'm not confident where this game's going yet either, so I'm not going to snap. My opponent also has not snapped, though. Colossus can't be destroyed. There are effects that destroy, move things, reduce power. Okay, so this coming up turn, everything is more expensive. The Odin doesn't actually do anything. Mr. Fantastic's good, though. Opponent snapped. You know what? I'm going to snap back. I have nothing to lose here. Let's go ahead and put Mr. Fantastico here, which adds to everything. Puts everything in contention a little bit. All right, White Queen. Draw a copy of the highest cost card in your opponent's hand. So my opponent's going to get an Odin to their hand. And Odin's going to help them win a location. My Odin is not great. I guess if I put my Odin here, they could win this with like a Hulk or something like that. No, I want to be able to win Xander, I think. But maybe my opponent's going to put an extra card there as well. I don't know. This one's a little tricky. Yeah, actually, I might lose this one. My opponent has an Odin in hand, which is going to be pretty good at winning whatever location they put it on. And I can only play 2 cards. So this is a case where I think I might retreat. My opponent's already winning one location. I know they have a card that wins another location. I could do something like this. If they put Odin there, that's 13, but I get +4, which is 13. And then this one becomes 3, 4, 5. This gets another 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we're going to retreat here. I think I'm losing this one. So since I escaped, I wagered less things. I lose less. I still get my upgrades. Let's play a couple more here. We upgraded our Ant-Man. He was an Ant Boy. Now he's an Ant-Man. Pretty easy to just go in, find matches. You could play this all day long. Kind of addictive, honestly. Iron Man Odin is not something you want to see in your opening hand. Although Iron Man plus Odin works pretty well. So Tinker's Workshop, +1 energy this turn. Sure. I'm going to go ahead and just throw Star-Lord on the first one. I found trying to game where people are going to put their card on the first one for things like this is kind of random. People seem to just do whatever. If this is not something beneficial or detrimental, it's just kind of neutral, then people seem to have different decision making. It did work out in my favor, though. I paid 2 energy and I got 5 power, which is a lot. We got a ninja here. Shadowland. The ninja actually subtracts power from your cards. I don't know how much I care about that. I don't really want to put Hawkeye over here because if this is a location that says like I can't play cards or cards here are destroyed, then I won't be able to follow up the Hawkeye with anything. Okay, another Sentinel from the opponent there on the workshop. So I am kind of locked into playing a card here. Yeah, see? Smart cookie. I'll put Quicksilver here. Is this going to be another Sentinel? Oh, Nightcrawler. Okay. So Crimson Commons, I can't put 1, 2, or 3 cost cards there. I do want to go ahead and play a couple cards, so I'll play Khazar. Opponent snapped. Opponent's feeling good. They have a Khazar. I also have a Khazar that's pumping more cards. I'll snap back. You think you're going to win? OP thinks they're going to win. They might. So I could go Medusa in the middle here. And then next turn, Iron Man plus Nightcrawler. I'm not going to be able to go Iron Man into Odin, I don't think. I could just put Iron Man here. And then next turn, just play some cards. Although I can't play little cards here, so yeah, let's go ahead and just put the Iron Man here, doubles it. If I add to it next turn, that does stack. Okay. So I know what I need to beat this. The other ones are really close, though. Because I could put Odin here and just guarantee the win there. I could also go this plus this, which adds 3, 4, 5, 6 power and ties this one. And then put like Medusa here. Medusa adds 4 here or 4 here. I don't think my opponent's going to fight over the Iron Man one, but I can't play the card there. Just think about this a little bit more. I could just not fight over this one. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Tie it, and then just hope my middle one works out in my favor. My opponent plays a high-cost card in the middle. They're going to win. Yep. Well, actually, I win this one over here and tie this one. I think opponent's still going to get it, though. So up to 10. Forge. Give the next card you play here plus 2 power. Into a Sentinel. Did we tie the middle? I win by 1. Sweet. All right. In the case of a tie, so had my opponent won this one by like a point, in the case of a tie, you add up the total power and whoever has the most power wins. So we got that one by just a tiny little bit, and we both snapped. We'll upgrade Mr. Fantastic. It's 3D now. Whoa, it's kind of cool on the phone. You can move your phone around. Let's play one more, and then we'll call it there. Hopefully by now you get an idea of how this works. And again, I will be back when we have a bigger collection to kind of showcase some of the different decks, hopefully. My favorite deck that I've been playing on the other account is one where you destroy your own cards for benefits. Subterranea. Shuffle 5 rocks into each deck, and then draw 1 immediately. Great. All right, let's go ahead and put Hawkeye here. We'll follow up with Quicksilver or the Rock. Rocks are basically dead draws. You can use them. Khazar, I guess, pumps them. But drawing rocks is pretty bad. We're going to lose this. Like, I would even retreat at this point if I could. I mean, I can, but... yeah, I guess Quicksilver is better than Rock. Drawing the rocks is especially bad. Looks like opponent also drew some rocks, though. And didn't have a 2-power card to play that turn. Mr. Fantastic's good. 6 cost cards cost 1 less. That's just in general, not that at that location. We do have a 6-cost card in our deck. Aha! Rocket Raccoon does the same thing as the Star-Lord. All of the Guardians of the Galaxy characters do this thing where they become above rate if you play them on a location your opponent's played something. This will cost 1 less. On reveal... I mean, it's not going to do anything. The Odin's actually pretty bad in the deck. I'll go ahead and throw Khazar over here, which is going to pump these two as well. Maybe I should have thought about putting the Mr. Fantastic there. But I think it's still better to spread out instead of getting all the power here. Lady Sif, pretty good. Took away my opponent's 5 power play. So you discard your highest cost card in hand, which means my opponent doesn't have one of these cards. I go Iron Man. I think I'm winning this one by a lot. Go Iron Man like here. My opponent can move that Nightcrawler. I'll put it here, I think. I could still lose this game. Okay, they've got the Mr. Fantastic, which pumps up the middle. And then here I go Nightcrawler plus Odin. Odin to shore up the middle there. And then Nightcrawler to add to this. That's going to be plus 6, I believe. Plus 1 off Khazar and then times 2 here. I've already won the left one. If they play like a Hulk there or something, that uses their whole turn and I win these two. Opponent retreated. Okay. Completely fair. Completely fair. Collect some rewards. Didn't quite level up. Mr. Fantastic, already 3D. Look at that. Wow. And then we got some season pass stuff. You're constantly winning stuff Like, and then that stuff unlocks other stuff. There's a lot going on when it comes to like the rewards and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into too much detail about all that because it's a little vague. It seems like just throwing a million things at the wall. But as far as the actual game goes, hopefully that's a good showcase of, you know, why I'm enjoying it. And this is just a tiny little bit of the collection. A lot of these cards are in the starter deck. I think everybody gets the same starter deck. And then the first, like, 1 to 10 rewards that you get are all the same thing, like Jessica Jones, Khazar, Odin, Spectrum, White Tiger. These are all cards that you get on the wheel, which we'll check here. It's not until collection level 18 that you start getting mystery cards. And in fact, why don't we play one more? Because we want that mystery card. See if we unlock it here. See what it is. Check it out and then call it a day, huh? First location is, after turn 5, give all cards here +2 power. Okay, I'll go ahead and throw something on there. It's pretty inoffensive. Quicksilver is always in your opening hand, by the way. I found it to not really be worth it in the long run. Oh, they got us. They got us with the raccoon. Second location, we get an additional energy this turn. That's nice. I'll just go ahead and play Mr. Fantastic now. Get that middle location. Opponent plays their own Mr. Fantastic. So they're up right now. They're winning. But that's fine. Third location. On turn 5, all cards must be played here. Alright, so we got 3 energy this turn. I think we're going to go ahead and... well, I can save this for turn 5 and put it on the Avengers compound since I know they have to play a card there. I'll go ahead and give all cards here +2 power. Okay, we'll go ahead and do this. I'll keep Nightcrawler around there until after turn 5. It'll get +2 power, and then I can move it somewhere, and it should retain that power. Opponent's got a lot of power on Stark Tower, too, so maybe I can get them to commit a little bit more and then move Nightcrawler off of that spot. This turn would be nice to draw something. Punisher's good. This is not turn 5. I'm gonna put Punisher here because my opponent has to play cards their next turn. Assuming they want to play cards. Don't get to use all my energy. I could go Star-Lord plus Sentinel, but I think it's better to save Star-Lord for next turn. Bishop into Ant-Man, so they're gonna go for the win on the second location as well. Alright, they snapped. I'll snap back. I don't care. I'm not scared of you. Let's go Star-Lord here. And I'll play a Sentinel here as well. I can't play anything else here. These things are going to get +2 power. I don't think I'm going to fight over Stark Tower, though. Alright, let's see what they put on this Avengers compound. Put Cable, which draws the bottom card of my deck and puts it in their hand. They might win this. They're pretty far ahead on these left 2 locations. Okay, these things get bigger. Alright, turn 6. So we drew Medusa. We probably want to use our Iron Man. If I put this here and Iron Man here, this goes to 9 times 2 is 18. They would basically need Iron Man of their own, and then I can add 1 here. Hopefully they think I'm going to fight over Stark Tower and they put cards here. I could do that, but I think this gives me the best shot because I think I'm pretty close to winning this one. I guess they could put an Odin somewhere. Let's try it out. Go Iron Man, do the thing. Hopefully they fight over Stark Tower. They probably won't because they're already winning that one. Yes, they fought over Stark Tower. All right, perfect. All right, you won Stark Tower by a lot. But I get to steal this one with Iron Man, and then I'm already super far ahead on this one. I do like it because it's not necessarily wrong. Like, I could have fought over Stark Tower. If I had put cards over here thinking my opponent wouldn't commit more, then I would have just completely lost, right? There are some definite mind games, and sometimes it's a toss-up as far as what the opponent's going to do. Since we both snapped, though, I get more stuff. Frame break. That's going to go ahead and give us that that collection level that we wanted. And our mystery card, Claude. It's actually a really good one. So it's your 5-drop. It's probably better than Iron Man in most cases because it adds to 2 locations. The location on the right has +6 power. So 5 energy, you get 10 power total, which is a really good deal, and you spread it across 2 different things. So I've actually liked Claw quite a bit. Also an ongoing effect, you can stack that with Odin, which is pretty cool. All right, that's it. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to remind myself to add this Claw to my deck. And I think I'm just going to remove this Odin. Where are you at, Claw? Where'd you go? There you are. Add it to the deck, and boom. Nice upgrade. So that's it. That's Marvel Snap. I hope people give this a try. And if you are already playing it, you're jamming it like I am, let me know what's working for you. Let me know what your decks look like. I'm really interested. I've seen a lot of different strategies and things work out. And the locations really throw wrenches in strategies or amplify certain strategies. So there's that variance in there too. But that's Marvel Snap. I hope this has either been informative or entertaining. And if you want to see more content like this, if you want to see more Marvel Snap, let me know in the comments below. As always, feel free to subscribe to this channel where we do majority Magic the Gathering content. There will be more content when the Brothers War comes out in a couple weeks. I've already planned with Pocket Dave to hopefully do a joint draft. We want to get together and do an early draft of the Brothers War and give some hot takes and stuff like that. So that's going to go ahead and do it. Thanks for joining me. My name's Timothy with Jank Diver Gaming, and I will see you all next time.